Hello and welcome to the online lecture series of fluid mechanics. So in this properties of fluids, in a third lecture we are going to see the rheology. In this we are going to see the types of fluids, and this rheology is nothing but study of flow behavior with applied shear stress. So there are two kinds of fluids, Newtonian fluids and non-Newtonian fluids. Firstly, we will see Newtonian fluids. As we have seen, the Newton's law of viscosity states that the shear stress applied is directly proportional to the velocity gradient, and the mu here represents the dynamic or absolute viscosity. So based on this, you will find that the fluids which obeys Newton's law of viscosity are known as Newtonian fluids. The examples for the same are air, water, oil, gasoline, alcohol, kerosene, benzene, glycerin, petrol, diesel. All are the Newtonian fluids. Here, one thing that we must keep in mind for the Newtonian fluids is that the viscosity mu is a function of the temperature and the pressure only, not the function of velocity gradient. So velocity gradient does not have any effect on the magnitude of t. Now how the uh, the variation will occur? The variation is linear in nature, and tau is equal to mu into du upon dy. So if you plot this tau versus du upon dy, you will get a linear nature of the. Now coming to the non-Newtonian fluids, it's very simple. The fluids which does not obey Newton's law of viscosity are known as non-Newtonian fluids. So here the power law model is used to define the rheology of non-Newtonian fluids. For Newtonian fluids, it is Newton's law of viscosity. So based on power law model, tau is equal to m into du upon dy bracket raised to n, where m represents flow behavior index while n represents flow consistency index. Now if we split this term du upon dy raised to n in two parts, that is du upon dy into du upon dy raised to n minus 1. So and based on this, rearranging the equation, tau is equal to m into du upon dy raised to n minus 1 into du upon dy, where this m into du upon dy raised to n minus 1 term is called as apparent viscosity, and its notation is eta. So if you put this value of m into du upon dy raised to n minus 1 as eta, you will get the shear stress as eta into du upon dy. So here by replacing this apparent viscosity term with eta is only to correlate the non-Newtonian fluid equation with a Newtonian fluid equation. So for Newtonian fluids there is a dynamic and or absolute viscosity and for non-Newtonian fluids there is a apparent viscosity. So here this apparent viscosity is a function of velocity gradient and flow consistency index. This n is a flow consistency index, and this eta is a function of du upon dy and the flow consistency. Now coming to the various types of non-Newtonian fluids. So in that, very first is a dilatant fluids. So here we can see the graph of Newtonian fluids. It is linear in nature. It is for just comparison purpose only. So tau is equal to eta into du upon dy, power law. So where eta is a apparent viscosity and it is a function of du upon dy and n. Here m is 1. Now for dilatant fluids, what happens? So as this du upon dy increases, this eta also increases. How? There is one condition, that n is greater than 1. N is greater than 1. So for n is greater than 1, the apparent viscosity goes on increasing with increase in velocity gradient. So this is the graph we can see for tau versus du upon dy, and the examples are sugar in water, suspension of starch, quicksand, printer ink. Now coming to the next kind of non-Newtonian fluids, that is pseudoplastic fluid. So this is the graph for Newtonian fluid. Then these are the equations for non-Newtonian fluids. This is dilatant fluid where n is greater than 1. Now for the pseudoplastic fluids, this flow behavior index n is less than 1, and as eta is a function of du upon dy and n is less than 1, so as this goes on increasing, the viscosity will decrease. So this is the graph for pseudoplastic fluid. So the examples are paint, blood, lipstick, polymer suspensions, paper pulp, colloidal suspensions. Now coming to the next kind of fluid, that is the Bingham plastics. So here you can see that the Newtonian fluid variation linear, and for the Bingham plastics the equation which governs is tau is equal to tau 0 plus mu into du upon dy, where mu represents absolute or dynamic viscosity. The dilatant fluid behavior, the pseudoplastic behavior can be seen on the graph. And for the Bingham plastic, so, or you can say for the plastics, the initial yield stress is required for flow to occur. Until that, the fluid behaves as a solid only. So for this Bingham plastic, tau 0 is required for flow to commence, and until this it acts as a solid, and after this what happens, the fluid behaves linearly. So for the applied shear stress, the amount of velocity gradient or rate of deformation is linear. So the examples for these are toothpaste, sewage sludge, gel, fruit jam, grease. So I'll take an example of a toothpaste. So once you squeeze the toothpaste will come out from the tube, and if you don't squeeze or apply shear stress, it behaves as a solid, it does not come out of a tube. The next fluid, that is the ideal plastic. So here again for ideal plastic, the initial shear stress is required, that is yield stress for flow to commence. So as in case of Bingham plastics, the nature of flow is after tau 0 it is linear in nature. But for ideal plastics, there is no need of excess shear stress for flow to occur, and for this tau 0 only the fluid behaves as ideal plastic. Now, so after this ideal plastic, we have is a ideal fluid. So for ideal fluid, there is no need of any kind of shear stress, no need of any kind of shear stress. And for ideal solids, again if you apply any amount of shear stress, no deformation would be occur. So that is du upon dy is 0 for ideal solid, and for ideal fluid tau is 0 and du upon dy exists. So this is all for the types of fluids and rheology. The diagram that we plot of tau versus du upon dy is also known as rheology diagram. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you.